Flying to the planet of Mandalore on his own, Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi landed the Twilight on one of the planet's docks. Knocking out a super commando, Obi-Wan took a speeder to the cell of Duchess Satine. Despite their best efforts for the escape to go unnoticed, Obi-Wan and Satine are chased by Maul's commandos. Managing to make it back to the Twilight, they try to fly away, but the firepower of the commandos causes the ship to explode and leaves Obi-Wan and Satine dangling. Dropping out of the wreckage, Obi-Wan and Satine are captured by Maul and Savage and taken to the throne room. Obi-Wan refuses to give in to his anger as Maul chokes Satine, and then the Zabrak impaled the Duchess with his Darksaber. But what if Satine had somehow survived? How would this affect the occupation of Mandalore? Would Obi-Wan leave the order for Satine? As you're about to see, Satine's survival will impact the fate of an entire galaxy. Obi-Wan could only look on hopelessly as Satine was lifted into the air and force-choked by Maul. The Jedi Council member refused to give in to his anger, but Satine's death looked inevitable. Suddenly, there was an explosion just outside of the throne room, causing the glass to shatter and the room's occupants to duck for cover. Maul was forced to release his grip on Satine, and Obi-Wan reacted the best, pulling Satine to his arms and leaping out of the window. Bo-Katan and the Death Watch help with Satine's escape to allow their path to Coruscant. With Mandalore lost for now, Satine stays on Coruscant with Senator Amidala until Bo-Katan can mount another attack. Inevitably, Padme and Anakin reveal their secret marriage to Obi-Wan and Satine, but Obi-Wan refuses to leave his duties for the Jedi at that moment. Following the bombing of the Jedi Temple, this changes. Satine cannot stand for both the Jedi Council and the Republic's treatment of Ahsoka, and she pushes Obi-Wan to block her expulsion from the Jedi Order. Obi-Wan can only be one voice amongst many, and his best efforts cannot stop Ahsoka from being expelled. Agreeing with Satine, Barris's confession does not change his mind, and along with Ahsoka, then subsequently Anakin, leaves the Order. Watching the three Jedi leave the chamber, Yoda watches with sadness in his eyes, and knows the Order have been making mistakes. Holding a council meeting, they all try to meditate to find answers, but the absence of Obi-Wan looms over them. For now, they can do nothing but allow the Force to guide their path. Outside of the temple, Padme, Satine, Obi-Wan, Anakin and Ahsoka walked back to Padme's apartment when Satine received a transmission from Bo-Katan. With Maul being humbled by the mysterious Sidious, now was the time to strike back. All of them go to the Jedi Temple hangar to take their ships, but to their surprise, the 212th Battalion and the 501st Legion are waiting for them. They had become so attached to their generals that the Republic ties had been slightly severed. Boarding Obi-Wan's Venator-class Star Destroyer, they all make it to Mandalore and use the element of surprise to their advantage. The members of Bo-Katan's Death Watch utilize their jetpacks to descend to the central city of Sundari, whereas the clone troopers and Jedi use their low-altitude assault transport. Their firepower is a complete surprise to Maul's group of commandos, and they are soon overwhelmed. The Jedi walk into the throne room and see Maul sitting upon his throne. The Zabrak is visibly angry at Obi-Wan, but still shaken from Sidious. He is in no condition to fight a duel with three former Jedi. Maul uses the corpses of two of his super commandos to cause a distraction, but Anakin sees through this plan and blocks his path. Clashing blades with the Jedi Knight, Anakin pushes Maul back with his ferocious power. From the side of Maul, Obi-Wan finds a weakness and comfortably disarms him with a precise strike. Anakin and Ahsoka lifted Maul into the air, and the leader of Mandalore promised information that could help the Jedi against the Sith. Releasing their grip, several clone troopers tie him up, before Bo-Katan, much to Satine's disgust, traps Maul in a Mandalorian cage. Leaving Satine and Bo-Katan to re-establish Mandalore, the former Jedi and Padme fly back with Maul to Coruscant. Presenting him in front of the council, Windu initially tries to block them from entering, but Yoda allows them into the council chamber. Maul is freed from his cage, and the Jedi's initial persuasion does not work, so they begin their torture. Maul's eyes start to dilate from the pressure exerted, and he manages to reveal that the Republic was under the control of the Sith, mirroring what Dooku had told Obi-Wan on Geonosis. Releasing the torture on Maul, they fail to extract any other relevant pieces of information, and lock him back in his cage. With Maul gone, Windu ushers Obi-Wan, Anakin and Ahsoka out of the room, and they go to Padme's apartment. The group discuss Maul's clue, and starting from the top, all except Anakin are willing to suspect Chancellor Palpatine. Just then, Anakin received a transmission from Palpatine, and it was time to prove where his loyalties lay. That is it for part 1 of What If Satine survived. If you'd like to see a part 2, please like this video, turn on your notification bell, and subscribe for more What Ifs. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.